Welcome back to Let's Play Alan Wake's American Nightmare. I'm BurningDogFace, and I like how this diner sign is broken in two completely different ways. The asymmetry is what makes me smile. On the hunt for pages, and I found some shinies over here. I wonder if the batteries in this game are brand named. In Alan Wake, all of the batteries, you could find packages of batteries. I mean, if you completely drain... See what happens in this one if I do that. If you completely drained the flashlight beam, it would, yes, sputter out. And it would be basically helpless, well, before it did that. So it took a lot longer in Alan Wake. So you could just hit Y at any point. It's totally unrealistic. You hit Y at any point and it instantly refills your battery charge meter. So you could just keep pressing it and you know, just keep charging the beam for several minutes. You don't even have to stop boosting the beam. Particularly if you have the heavy-duty lantern. That thing was awesome. Tons of power, and it was way stronger. Is that a page? That's the sparkle effect.
The strands of webbing glistened in the beam of my flashlight, fine, almost ethereal. They were fresh and right in my path. I held my breath and waited, ears straining. Nothing. I moved on, concentrating on the task at hand. Just get what I was looking for, then leave. That's all I keep telling myself. For a moment, I actually thought it might be as simple as that. Then, I heard too many legs skittering across the ground.
Still a novelist. I remember reading a review of this game that promised it was spoiler-free from the get-go, so that's the only reason I kept going. But, one of the things it said is that there are 3 main areas in the game that you revisit, but there are surprisingly good reasons and a storyline for you to do that. I don't know, it was really vague, but I got the impression that the fact that all of the manuscripts are divided into these 3 areas isn't going to be like a disappointment. So it looks like there's these 3 open areas instead of the long, continuous plot. I don't think I have a problem with that. Nice change of pace. It'll let me go back and find pages I missed, anyway. I do kind of miss, though, that if we keep going back to the same area and I can find the same pages that I missed earlier, it kind of implies that, I guess they're listed in an order, but they don't really seem to... Is that what those things actually sound like?
Mr. is a twisted copy of me, powerful and dangerous. But I know I can fight him. I don't think anybody else can. They don't understand what he is, what he represents, or that all the horrible things he does here are almost insignificant compared to what he will unleash on Earth given the chance. But I've survived the dark place, and it has taught me things. How to cope, how to stay sane when the world goes crazy. He's 2 steps ahead of me, but I can find him. And I believe I can stop him.
The whole thing with the manuscript pages in the first game was that they were pages from the book describing the events Alan was living out at the moment. A narrative come to life. So you would read those and you would know for a fact that either it's happening to the characters described in the page, or it's going to happen to Alan eventually. There doesn't... I don't know if this is going to be a single... And you know, you would find a page in an area, and you would know that it's either going to apply real soon, or that it has importance to the plot that's about to unfold. Checkpoint. I wish it wouldn't do that. You could just hang out in those. The first game. Anyway, let's unlock that smig. No one calls them that. And, I'm surprised there is actually an SMG in here. I thought that was the whole point of the nail gun. Alright.
I guess it's about time I went full auto.
It occurred to me during the break that we should probably be careful around here. Night Springs, the town from the TV show, was full of crazy shit. Like people planting eggs inside, like monster eggs inside other people's bodies. Or, that scientist who committed quantum suicide. Or a guy who stole another man's face after beating him to death. There's lots of weird shit. Even in the light, we might not be safe.
Well, here you are, about to enjoy another cool Arizona night with me, Eddie Rodman.
I would just like to point out that this sounds like exactly the same voice actor as the guy who voiced, can't remember his name, the radio host in the first game, is all I'll say. Just saying.
With the most. Hey, any of you guys remember Old Gods of Asgard? Man, I actually saw them twice back in the 70s. I was just a kid then, but my dad worked at this club, and he'd sneak me in to see bands all the time, you know. Talk about an education. Anyway, great band, couple of great albums, solid fan base, and then they kind of dropped off the face of the earth. Well, now, almost 4 decades later, they're making a comeback. And let me tell you, these boys have seen a lot of road. They're some serious rock and roll veterans, because they weren't too young even back in the day. Well, now I've got Odin and Tor Anderson, two of the original Old Gods, in the studio with me, along with their manager, Barry Wiggler.
Nice.
You guys here.
Oh, hey, great to be here, Eddie.
Yeah, hey. Hello. Now, boys, let me just come around and say this, all right? Spring chickens, you ain't. I mean, you guys, you make the Stones look young.
You're only as old as you feel.
Who you calling old?
Oh, yeah, they're
Now,
crazy,
the last
aren't they?
album was 1978, In the Valley of My Shadow. And then you stopped playing altogether after that. Why? And what made you do a comeback after all this time?
Well, it was a sad thing. See, the original bass player for Old Gods, Fat Bob Balder, passed away in...
Leukemia! Bob had leukemia, poor bastard. Yeah, after that, we didn't feel like playing no more.
Long story short, I ran into these guys up in Washington, and it was obvious to me that they still got it. So I
Long
figured,
story
hey,
short.
let's make some music, right? And they went for it.
Now, Barry, you were a literary agent before this, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and you were very successful. You represented Alan Wake, I believe, who disappeared under mysterious...
Yeah, that's... Hey, I just want to talk about Old Gods tonight. Is that cool? Can we do that?
Oh, yeah, sure. Listen, why don't we take a little break, and then later on in the program, we'll hear the new Old Gods single. Stay tuned, folks.
Well, at least Barry landed on his feet.
Wait, I kind of thought like the Old Gods reference in the opening of the bit there was just a nod to the first game. And then I kind of got distracted by the novelty of hearing those characters again, but... Am I getting radio broadcasts from the real world? Or did Alan write that into this script for this TV show world? Oops. Okay. Enough screwing around. Let's get back to the, What's this? There's a question mark on the, There's a page in there. Well, that's cool.
Hey, it's you. There. You remember me, right? Emma? Emma Sloan?
I think you might have something that belongs to me.
Really?
A typewritten page?
Oh, yeah, that's weird. I did find a page like that. I don't even know where it came from. It was all this weird stuff about the oil derrick and a satellite.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Oh, well, I don't know how you knew I had it, but I guess it's yours. Listen, what's this all about? There are these really creepy guys hanging around the oil derricks. There's something really weird about them.
They're dangerous. I'm gonna deal with them. Try to stay out of their sight, okay? And stay in the light. They hate the light. At the oil derrick, the wheel had been jammed in place and turned until the oil gurgled and flowed thick and flammable. The warning lights were blinking in a fast rhythm, bright and steady, powered by the battery. The Kasabian CD was playing in the boombox, all distorted guitars and intense beat. High above, some piece of orbital junk or another collided with the satellite, knocking it radically off course. Trailing debris, it screamed down from the skies at an impossibly steep angle. All that high-tech engineering reduced to nothing more than a bullet that would destroy whatever it hit.
That would explain the meteor on the title screen. On a side note, I have no idea if Kasabian actually means anything or not. Nail gun. I should probably stick with the SMG.
Just to be clear, you should know that we haven't actually met before.
Sure we have, Mr. Wake. Remember you stayed at the motel here.
No, the guy you're talking about just looks like me, even if he uses my name. He's behind all this trouble.
Oh, I thought, now that you mention it, I guess your aura looks a lot nicer than his, actually. I'm very sensitive to things like that.
There's a bunch of stuff I need to find.
The things mentioned on that page? Well, there's a lot of old crap lying around this place.
Great, thanks.
I think you should be able to find everything, except the satellite, obviously. Are you gonna tell me what this is?
I don't think that'd go over too well.
Why don't you let me be the judge of that?
Fine. The page is a formula for rewriting reality. Either I use it to close a strange portal to a place that isn't in our world, or shadowy serial killer monster things keep pouring out of there.
Yeah, you were right the first time.
You can think what you want about me, but there's still bad guys around. Be careful.
Well, you might be nuts, but I've seen the way they move, the way they look. I'll buy that.
They're called Taken. They aren't really human. Not anymore.
And they're climbing out of the oil well? What, do they have secret headquarters down there, or...?
No, that's just where the point of connection is. It's a hole that leads to, well, it's a really nasty place. That's why I need to close it.
And the guy who looks like you opened it, because he was hanging around the oil field before.
He gets around, unfortunately. Thanks for helping me.
Oh, I wish I thought you were just a nutcase.
Actually, I kind of expected you to.
Me too. But I feel like this is how it's supposed to go. Isn't that weird?
Not really. I get that a lot in my line of work.
What do you do anyway?
I'm a writer.
Obviously.
What was that you said about my aura?
Oh, I'm very spiritual, you know. I can see auras, but I only use it for healing and helping people. I'm like a wise woman, you know? I give people insight and advice.
Look, just because I say crazy things doesn't mean I believe everything.
Don't be like that. Maybe you should take a few crystals with you if you're going out there. It might be dangerous. They soothe your energies and focus your mind. It's fantastic.
And they help me take out the bad guys?
Oh, well, no, not as such.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm...
Or I have some wonderfully potent herbal detox suppositories.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I was probably supposed to find those before I unlocked the SMG. I assume it's weaker.
The Champion of Light recognizes the page he got from the woman. It is a weapon of his own design, custom engineered to destroy the dark portal. If he recreates the conditions of the page, a great power will be unleashed.
No way Alan Wake could reload a nail gun that fast. if you have training with guns, it's not at all the same thing. What's that? Chair magazine. Oh, I don't know. I would just take this and switch that later, but I hope that's back. It'll be back in here. Let's find out. Oh, right. The real trick of this game is that you really shouldn't run until you need to. At least that's how it was in the original game. Oh, crap. Yeah, like that. Wrong one. Ow. Oh, I never had a melee attack either. Hello? Oh, this thing sucks. Oh, where did the nail gun ammo come from? Hey. Yeah, that's the same box. It's definitely the same box I used for pistol ammo. I guess it saves time. Nail gun ammo would be long strips of nails. Let's go try out the SMG. Oops. I was actually expecting that, that Alan would be playing a role in a story about Night Springs. You know, he'd be dressed like this because he's, I don't know, Hank the builder. You know, home improvement guy. Okay, item over here.
That's one thing down.
How'd that page go again?
At the oil derrick, the wheel had been jammed in place and turned until the oil gurgled and flowed thick and flammable. The warning lights were blinking in a fast rhythm, bright and steady,
Warning
powered
lights,
by the
battery, CD,
The Kasabian
boombox.
CD was playing.
Okay. Whew. I haven't seen a single zombie yet. Not counting the Taken, of course. Can I do that? Yes. Ghost Train? I don't know what kind of level of reality to expect here. Or is Night Springs actually a town? I'm really confused. Like, is there actually a Night Springs, Arizona? Oh, that didn't affect me at all. Weird.
The enemy tears itself in two to avoid the hated light. It becomes weaker, but more numerous.
Oh god.
Such is the arithmetic of horror.
And down you go. Okay. I had heard the Taken have some new tricks up their sleeves.
That was just messed up.
Yeah! Wasn't expecting that. Carbine rifle. Oh, it already has that up there. That's right, because it's a big weapon.
Tells me I'm really gonna need the extra firepower.
Oop.
That's 2. Just 1 more to go.
Oh, there's a page on the radar. Well, that's really handy. Rewriting reality.
The reality we take for granted is softer, more adaptable than we think. Under correct conditions, you can reshape it, turn it into almost anything you want. When it happens, almost nobody notices. It's not that we forget, it's that after the change, there's nothing to remember. Only those who have been directly touched by the powers that can shift reality are aware of the changes. Many are driven mad by it, others can cope. I'm one of those people, and I know how to wield that power to rewrite reality.
It's a good page. But I'm afraid that the timer we heard earlier. Damn skids. So, another one. Fine. We'll just steer this one, and then I will call it an episode. The devil is in the details.
To change reality, you nudge it into the right direction. Your version of it is there, waiting. It wants to come true. All you need to do is help it achieve its potential. The devil is in the details. You change the details of the scene to match those on the page. If you get the details right, if you achieve that critical mass, the shift will come, and the rest of your new reality overrides the existing paradigm. The lie, no matter how outrageous, is now the truth.
I'm BurningDogFace, and this has been Let's Play Out. God, sort of starting to say American McGee's Alice. I'm BurningDogFace, and this has been Let's Play Alan Wake's American Nightmare. It's so much better. I'll see you next time. Stay in the light.